What's up, y'all? Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning back into my channel. And in this video I'm going to be doing a get ready with me. But if you like these type of videos, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get into it. Both of my brows are already done, just a heads up. So now I'm going to go ahead and prime. Well, my brow doesn't need to be cleaned up, but clean up my brow, and then I'm gonna prime using the Conceal and Define concealer from Makeup Revolution in the color C12. First thing I can really think about is the whole Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth situation. It's been a few days. By the time I post this video, this has been out for a minute, but they split. So as of right now, they're separated. Like, people from Miley Cyrus's team basically came out and said, you know, they're separated. They're taking this time to find themselves and yada yada yada. I'm gonna get into what I think about that after I kind of debrief y'all a little bit. It was either a few hours later or like the next day, I think, a photo surfaced of Miley Cyrus on a boat or a yacht, locking lips with, I can't remember her name, I don't know her personally, but locking lips with a lady. I was like, wow. About them splitting, I'm a little surprised, but the whole situation about, you know, seeing other people, it doesn't shock me. I'm gonna go in and set this concealer. Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth have been together off and on for like 10 years, something crazy. Oh, this is what I used, by the way, to set my lid. But they've been together like 10 years, something crazy like that. They got engaged and everything, and after they broke off their engagement for the first time, I think that's when ish kind of hit the fan. I'm taking the Take Me Back to Brazil eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna start with these two yellows right here. Yeah, they've had problems for a minute, and you know, after they broke up the first time, that's when Miley Cyrus kind of went on her downward spiral, as I call it. You know, twerking on Robin Thicke at the VMAs, just all that stuff, you know. Eventually they find themselves back together, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm rooting for love. I want them to make it. But I didn't know this, but Miley Cyrus came out as pansexual, I guess, during the time that they broke up. I guess I just missed that. I don't know. Apparently there's some things that they still don't agree on. Like, this is stuff that I'm reading, so it's alleged. Some of it's alleged, probably. Apparently Miley wants like an open relationship. Liam doesn't want that. Liam wants kids. She doesn't necessarily want kids right now, I guess. I don't know how long they've been having these type of problems, but this is nothing new. Regardless of their fame status or whatever, you hear this type of stuff happen to regular schmegular people. When you're dating, that's your time to get to know somebody, get to know what they want in life. You know, ask them major questions like, do you want to have kids? Because like, if you're with somebody that doesn't want kids and you want kids, those are certain topics that are deal breakers for me, because there's certain things as a couple you can negotiate on. Having a kid is not one of them. Like, say if I was with someone and I wanted to live in Texas and they wanted to live in California, you can kind of like negotiate that a little bit. Like, okay, we'll either live in Texas, we'll live in California, or we'll live somewhere in the middle. That's something you can kind of negotiate on. You can't negotiate on a kid. Like, if one person wants a kid, you can't have half a kid. And I feel like them getting back together, they should have resolved those issues. And if those issues couldn't have been resolved, they should have just kept it pushing and started seeing other people. But regardless of if you change your relationship status, that's not going to change the issues that you have in your relationship, regardless of whether you're just dating, you're engaged, you're married. And they still had those issues going on, and they got married anyway. I mean, they're separated. They haven't even been married a full year yet. And apparently Liam is just, you know, heartbroken and everything, and his family is mad at Miley because, you know, she's out just living her life, locking lips with other people. And it's like, that's another thing. Like, me personally, even if you are separated, you're still legally married, but you're putting your lips on other people. I'm not with that. I'm gonna go into, which one is this matte orange right here. I don't know, if they can't resolve those issues and talk about it and come to some type of agreement about all the major issues that they're having, I think it's honestly best if they just cut their losses and move on. Like, they're both still pretty young, they're not ugly, so they'll find someone if they truly want to be with someone. Gives them time to have kids if they want to have kids. Like, yeah. And apparently, I always get them mixed up, but Chris Hemsworth, aka Thor, he was trying to, or people are saying that he had this whole like this whole meeting for his brother, basically telling him that he needs to move on from Miley. And I don't know, we're all spectators on the outside looking in. We don't know all what's going on except for what we're reading and hearing about. But you know, at this point, I think they just need to cut their losses. Anyways, I wish them the best, whether they decide to be together or not. I haven't really been checking for Miley Cyrus ever since the whole like situation to where she basically used the black community, and then like a year and a half, 2 years later, you're basically pooping on the black community, which you used and you cultural appropriated. Like, come on. That's a whole situation in itself though, but I don't really check for her like that. But still wish her the best though. Over here hanging out with Juicy J, Wiz Khalifa, you know, all these black people, which is cool. And you over here shaking your butt, twerking. I use that very lightly, twerking and stuff. And then later on, as time goes, you gonna kind of act like, oh, it's above me now, basically. Girl, you got your nerve. I don't really check for her like that. I think she has like new music out. Haven't listened to it. I'm gonna go ahead and use that same concealer and cut my crease. I have another YouTube channel. I don't think I've mentioned it that much, but I do have another YouTube channel. It is a gaming channel. I just launched it. I have maybe 6 or 7 videos on there at the time. I don't even have 10 videos on there yet, so if you want to subscribe and show your girl some love, that would be very much appreciated. I'll have the link down below. I'm mainly doing, as for right now, I'm mainly just doing The Sims 4. I've been into gaming for a while, but I never really thought to like turn it into a channel. I didn't want to put it on this channel because this is like a beauty channel. I've been doing rants lately, which I don't know what that's about, but mainly like beauty stuff is on this channel. But like I said, if you want to check that out, link is down below. And also, while I'm promoting myself, follow me on Instagram. I have my regular one, which is at ImJustJazzmine, and then I have my makeup one, which is at Makeup by Jasmine. Now I'm gonna go back into the palette, and I'm gonna use these shimmers down here, and that's gonna go on the lid. I think everybody is just drained, honestly. At least I am. Did I talk about this? I think I talked about this in my last, like, my makeup therapy video. If you haven't watched it, I lightly touched on it, but this whole gun violence situation is honestly draining, because it's like every time you get on social media, every time you look on TV, is something else about there's been another mass shooting. And I just saw this today, but apparently Walmarts are starting to pull like violent games off of their shelves and certain stuff like that. And I'm like, y'all know that's not the main problem. Like, there has not been people who play violent video games and stuff. There's been no link between that, and it's really annoying because people don't want to say the elephant in the room of what the real problem is and what the real issue is, until you can have these people that are in a higher power and have more of a reach to be able to talk to more people at one time. Until you have these leaders and stuff that'll open their mouth and address this elephant in the room, we're still gonna have the same issues. As soon as I started talking about this, my camera just shut off. But for my liner, I'm gonna be using the I Do liquid liner from Ico London. It's something I got in my Ipsy Glam bag. So yeah, but just to sum up this whole situation, we need gun laws that are going to be more protective of everybody. Things like background checks, like certain things that should be laws that you think are laws that are not necessarily laws, and that people are just working their way around. It needs to be a system that's set in stone for everybody. And another thing is, if you're old enough to vote for the next election that's coming up here in the US, then really take a look at your candidates. I know as of right now, it's a lot of people, it's a lot of candidates for both Democrat and Republican. It's a lot of people that's running for president this term. So a lot of people are like, last election, a lot of people didn't vote, and you have people that was upset with the outcome. In my opinion, you have no right to be upset because you didn't get your butt out there and vote. Let your voice be heard. Because I'm telling you, votes do matter. It can come to a situation to where it's down between a few votes. Make sure you register to vote on time. Get out there and vote, because it's time for change. Just looking at the statistics between all the mass shootings that have happened in the US this year alone versus other countries, it's freaking ridiculous. As of right now, we're almost at 300 for the year, while a lot of other countries are at 0 or 1 for the year. It's ridiculous. And the fact that people think the video games are the main reason as to why this is happening. Another thing I want to talk about is Jackie Aina. I don't know if I can do my liner at the same time and talk. So Jackie Aina just came out with her latest collaboration with ABH, and just a bunch of drama around it, of course. What's a launch? What's a collaboration without drama? You have a lot of people that are upset for mainly 2 different reasons, which are both pretty ridiculous to me. First off, people are upset because mainly people that are not people of color that are upset because they're not, or Jackie let it be known that anybody can use this palette, but she made it specifically for people of color, people with medium skin and darker, so it caters to them. That way we can wear it too. It's 2019 and you have a lot of brands out here that are not with the that don't want inclusivity in the makeup industry. They'd rather just stick to one race. It's gotten better, but still room for a lot of improvement. You got people that are mad about that, and this is what I have to say about this. For years, people of non-color have been catered to in the makeup industry. You've always been able to, for the most part, find your foundation shade, have an eyeshadow palette to where you can use every single shade in the palette and it doesn't look ashy on you, and cater to for years upon years. It hasn't been that long to where people of color have really been catered to. Even if you're not a person of color, you can still use the palette. The palette is gonna look great on all skin tones, in my opinion. The other thing is the whole issue with her naming one of her shades. But a lot of people have an issue with her naming one of her shades Wigglies. And I didn't know this, but apparently, I'm not gonna say it, but part of that word apparently is a racial slur, which I did not know. Oh, for lashes, I'm gonna be using the Au Naturel #1s and from Kiss. And people are like, oh, she's racist, she's canceled, yada yada yada. My thing is, the people who are saying this, did y'all look at her video on YouTube of her explaining the shades, the shade names? Or she didn't explain the shade names right in the beginning of the video. She did explain them and why she named the shade that name. If you watch Jackie Aina, and if you know anything about Jackie Aina, you would know that she loves her wigs. She loves her a good wig, hence the name, basically, Wigglies. A lot of people love to just reach and look for a reason to cancel anybody. Cancel, which this whole cancel culture, I hate it. I don't use the term canceled. I don't say it because it's stupid to me. Because there's been situations to where, oh, Kodak Black is canceled. Then you got people praising him the next minute. It's like, which one is it? Personally, I don't care for Kodak Black. That's me personally, for a lot of reasons. This ain't even about him right now. Jackie Aina, I highly doubt you're gonna look at this video, but if there is the rare occasion that you happen to just be bored and looking on YouTube, congratulations. I want the palette. She's a pretty coin, I'll say that. hence is why I don't have it right now, but I like it. I haven't been checking for Kodak since he basically dissed black women, and this is an issue that it's not only him, it's with a lot of these black people in the entertainment business, whether it's a Kodak Black, a Chris Brown, just anybody. And y'all know I love Chris Brown, but when I see BS, I call it out. Oh, why y'all tripping? I made a song dedicated to black women. Okay, but that doesn't mean that what you said still wasn't wrong. Like, he came out with his latest album, Chris Brown, his latest album Indigo, and I downloaded all the songs. The whole drama and stuff happened after I downloaded all the songs, which is like a 30-something song album. Personally, I have yet to go through the whole album still, because that whole situation just turned me off. Chris Brown has said before he doesn't have a preference in women, which is a lot. We all know you have a type. I just keep it honest. We all know you have a type. That's fine. Everybody has stuff that they like, personality wise, look wise. We all do. Just because you have a preference doesn't mean that you have to knock and diss your own race. You've got all these black people, these black men in the entertainment business, and you have a large audience, you have a large reach, and you're basically putting out the message that black women ain't it. I just think that's mad whack. I'm using the superhero mascara from It Cosmetics. I haven't used this foundation in a while, but I'm gonna try it. This is the Stay Matte foundation from Rimmel. I use the hydrating primer from Tarte. Nikita Dragon, Bretman Rock, Princess situation. I never watched the video, so I didn't see it happen until it got like on drama channels and stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It was a situation where Bretman, he had his sister Princess Mai, which is she's usually on his channel, Nikita Dragon, which is one of his close friends, on the channel, and I guess they were doing like a who knows Bretman best type of challenge. Nikita was talking out the side of her neck to Princess, and it's like people are like, oh, that's just her personality and stuff. I don't care if that's your personality. If that's my sibling or if that's my sister and I talk to my sister a certain type of way and we joke a certain type of way, just because I'm friends with you does not give you permission to talk to my sister like how I talk to her. As of now, apparently they've resolved their issues and they talked off camera and stuff, and a lot of people were saying Nikita can publicly just diss her on camera, but you can't publicly apologize. I just thought it was whack. A lot of people were getting on Bretman too, because they were like, why did you not support your sister or stick up for your sister? Because you could look at the video and you could see that his sister looked very uncomfortable and like annoyed and hurt and stuff, because the stuff Nikita was saying was just out of pocket. I don't care how close you are with my brother, like you don't know me like that. And apparently that was like that first time meeting face to face or something like that. I'm gonna use this True Complexion contour palette for medium to dark. I forgot I had this, but yeah, maybe I'll sit down and do some videos like this, and if you have some topics you want me to talk about next time, leave them down below. And then for lips, I'm gonna put on this lip gloss from Estate in the color Drip. I don't know what other color to put. I really don't have like a wide variety for lipsticks and stuff. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see y'all in my next video.